Hello, welcome back to my channel. Appreciate you tuning in today. So I recently did a poll on my Instagram where I essentially asked everyone, hey, what is the next video that you want to see on my channel? And the three options that I had were number one, SMMA outreach methods, and also what my number one outreach method is. Number two was AI automation tools for SMMA owners, about AI chatbots. And number three was AI automation tools for SMMA owners, Zapier. And the one with the most votes was the SMMA outreach video. So that is what today's video is going to be all about. So let's just jump into the topic. I would say a lot of SMMA gurus that are out there, they talk a lot about cold outreach. I have tried cold calling. I do have, I think like 2 or 3 videos of me doing some cold calls, and they ended up going pretty well. I didn't end up getting clients from them, but I will say I did face a fear of mine, which was, getting my offer rejected over the phone. And that was something that was a breakthrough, and I'm glad to say that I did that. Another method that I did try was the email outreach. And this one I didn't do as much. I watched a lot of Charlie Morgan videos, and he offered a script. I made some minor adjustments to kind of fit my own personality, and then I sent it to some people. I would also send emails to people who would not answer my phone call. And I did not ever see any success with this, but that could just be because of the niche that I was choosing. At the time, I was reaching out to dentist offices, and dentist offices I've heard just do not tend to be a really good niche to go after in the SMMA space. That's just something I've heard may or may not be true. So I kind of ended up moving a little bit away from that. And that's whenever I started focusing more on cold calling. I cold called some interior design businesses, some law firms, and again, did not see really any success there. I would say the last traditional method that most people try and do is the cold DMs. And I actually have never tried this approach. This is something that I wanted to get into, but I chickened out of, and here's why. So I watched a lot of Jordan Platten's videos, and he's amazing. I think that he's got a lot of knowledge in the SMMA space. He had a video on doing cold outreach on Instagram, and his approach was sending a video message to them. He just finds some way to relate to the potential client that he was going after before he made the pitch, which obviously is something that's really good. Like if you're going to cold pitch me, or honestly anyone, they would rather at least have something to feel related to before you shoot them the offer. So I really loved his approach. I actually ended up finding someone on Fiverr to go through and get me I think 500 different Instagram accounts that were related to the health and beauty niche, because that's what I wanted to focus more on at that time. What Jordan actually ended up saying in that video was that if you do end up doing the cold DMs, is you want to reach out to their personal account. So the CEO of the business that you're wanting to advertise for, you want to go out of your way to find the CEO's personal account, engage with it a little bit, give a couple likes, give a couple comments, and then send them a DM relating a little bit to one of their recent posts. In that video, you just send your pitch. He has had a lot of success with this, and I know that he's a big name in this industry. People trust him because he's proven his ability in this area. And so with him saying that, you should focus more on the CEO's profile versus the business profile, made sense for me to pay that person on Fiverr to get me these people's personal accounts. And what's funny is I actually never ended up touching this after he gave me the full list of leads, because I just always found a way to chicken out and not do it. I personally, I don't like being on video, and I know most people don't. Like, no one likes being on video, no one likes to record themselves, no one likes to hear their own voice. But yeah, that's exactly what I felt in these times. All of those approaches, they do work in their own way. And I just think that whatever way you decide to go, you just gotta make sure that you are being as authentic as possible. People that will not win while doing outreach are the ones that are faking it and not being authentic, not being honest, not having conviction. Those are the 3 traditional methods that I wanted to bring to surface here and just talk about a little bit. Some that I did, some that I didn't, some that maybe I will do a little bit more in the future, who knows. Okay, now I want to talk about my approach. And this is something that I've had a few different people people come to me and ask me about is my approach. And really, I don't understand why more people aren't talking about this, because for me, it's worked so well. And what that is Upwork. Upwork has been where I found like 90% of the clients that I've had, and I've had really good experience on the platform. And I'm just gonna give a little bit of a background behind when I started Upwork, why I started it, my education before that, and all that fun stuff, just because I feel like it's really important that people look at me and they don't see me as like someone that has had it all together from the start. I've struggled since the beginning, and I still have imposter syndrome to this day. It happens. So background-wise, education-wise, I did not go to college. I did not go to university. I went to like a community college for like 2 months. I was doing like general education. I just didn't really know what I wanted to do at that point. I ended up dropping out of there. So I don't have a degree in marketing, and I don't think that anyone really needs a degree in marketing to be a good marketer in the advertising space. I am 100% self-taught. I've learned everything I know on YouTube, every single thing I know on YouTube. I've bought courses, but I am the type of person where I will buy a course and I'll stop if I don't get the information immediately. I've always found YouTube to be the most beneficial for me because there's so much free information. I don't like when people say that you have to have a marketing degree to work at a specific company or work with a specific client, because there are so many talented people out there that don't have a degree. And I was talking to my boyfriend about this. The people that end up getting the degree, they get it from teachers. They're typically teaching the same thing over and over every single year. It's usually not an updated curriculum. Like, also, those teachers, they're not marketers. If they were so good at teaching, why do they not become marketers themselves? They'd probably make a lot more money. So that's why I think it's important that you don't become so reliant on getting a degree to succeed in this area. I certainly do not have one, and I'm glad that I don't. So moving on to more Upwork side of things, I decided like 3+ years ago that I just wanted to do something with my life. I've always felt like this itch for ambition and like doing something big. And for like the first 9 months, I was video editing, and I had no experience on the platform, like at all. Obviously, we all gotta start from the beginning, but my profile was fresh. I had gotten into doing some video animation, and I was really loving it at the time. My first client that I got, I actually started working for him for like $3 an hour. It was like 25 hours a week. I remember I was telling my dad about this. I was like, Dad, I got my first client. I was really excited about it. And he was like, how much are you getting paid? And I told him, I was like $3 an hour. He was like, really? He just seemed really concerned. And I was just like, yeah, but it's normal. I don't have any like professional experience in this area. I don't expect to be paid like $25-30 an hour for something that I haven't even proven to someone before and given results to. And so I moved on with that. I was positive about it. I worked with him for a couple months. It went really well. He ended up publishing some of the videos that I made for him on YouTube, and they did pretty well. As time went on, I just started to realize, hey, is video editing something that I want to do forever? And for me, it wasn't. I just couldn't see myself excelling to big levels on it. Just on a personal level, that's just how I felt. I just started to ask myself, all right, like, what is something that I have always had an interest in, and that was human psychology, consumer behavior. So I decided to go on YouTube and do as much research as I could in digital marketing. I watched a lot of Dan Lok. I just learned as much as I could on YouTube, and I ended up really falling in love with digital marketing. So I went back on Upwork and I started looking for jobs in the digital marketing space. I came across a paid internship at this company. So obviously a paid internship is a lot better than a free internship. So that's one thing I was really grateful for. And on top of that, this client was willing to just teach us the ins and outs of Facebook ads. And I learned so much about ad creatives, ad copy, ad accounts, Facebook pixel, you name it. There was so many things that they were willing to teach us, and they were paying me, I believe, like $7 an hour. And from there, I worked with them for like a year and a half. While working with them, I kept looking on Upwork for more jobs, for more opportunities, more clients. I ended up coming across a few, and slowly but surely I ended up increasing my price. With that being said, I again have had questions of like, what are the most important, crucial things to have on Upwork to build success on it? And I would say the number one most important thing is personalizing your outreach. The same way that you would personalize your outreach for a cold email or a cold DM. It's the same approach. If you're wanting to submit a proposal, you need to look at the description of that and try and personalize it as much as possible. I know how tempting it is to want to just copy and paste, and I have done that before, but I really try to challenge myself to just be as personal as possible. And I found that the more I do this, the more I get responses back from those proposals. And most of the time it ends up with me actually getting them as a client. And maybe this is something that I can create a video on. Maybe I can go through and show you my Upwork profile. If this is something that you want, definitely comment below. I'll be happy to do that for you. All right, so the second most important thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that once you do get these jobs, you are making sure your success rate is like 100%, like at least 98%. I mean, of course, you want this number to be as high as possible. You should always be aiming to finish 100% of your work and going above and beyond. Like that's what I always try and do, because when you have people coming to your profile and they see that you're at like a 75% success rate, then they're just gonna be like, is this person going to be reliable for my business? Might not be. And then the third most important thing is going to be testimonials. And I know that whenever you are first starting out, you're not going to have those testimonials. I've been there, I've had that struggle. It's very frustrating, but here's the most important thing when it comes to my third point. You have to be willing to work for free or for a very, very low rate to get those testimonials. That is so important, is to just make sure that you are in the mindset that you are willing to work for free. Like you have to be willing to work for free. At the beginning, it's going to be hard to get those clients, but one other thing that's going to help you stand out is you just being authentic and being real with the client. Being able to show them that you have the potential to really make their business thrive and grow the way that they want it to. You gotta put on that confident face. And this is that classic fake it till you make it thing. Like it's true, you do have to fake it till you make it. I still have imposter syndrome to this day where I just have to literally sit through it and just be like, all right, I'm just going to do this because I have to prove to myself I can do this, just like I have proven to myself that I can do many other things. So if you are wanting to get a profile on Upwork, just make sure that you are being your authentic self. That is very important. So that's really all the tips that I have today on my preferred SMMA outreach methods. If you have any questions about this, if you have any requests or would like me to continue making videos about Upwork, or maybe showing my typical approach that I do whenever I come across a job description that I want to take on. If that's something that interests you, let me know in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram. I'll be happy to have a conversation with you about it. And then I will take into consideration of making a video like that for you. So if you ended up enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It will help out my channel a lot. And if you are an SMMA owner or wanting to start an SMMA agency, also learn more about AI automation tools that can save you a lot of time, save you a lot of money for your business, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I will be putting a video out every single week for you. And consider following me on Instagram, where I will be posting some more information on AI automation tools, Facebook advertising tips, and SMMA tips and tricks that I have used for my own agency. So again, I appreciate you clicking and watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.